It was really cold this morning, but I think it's warming up a little bit.
Yes.
Could be back up into the 60s this weekend.
Really? Over the weekend?
Yeah.
I was looking at the hurricane in Nicaragua. There's so much destruction.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa, could you please be so kind as to turn on your camera? Lisa Burtz.
These are informative slides.
Nadine, how are you? I see Nadine, are you on?
Is Tony Sadler Bursar's office? Or is that a student?
Bursar's office.
Bursar.
Oh, yeah, if Tony and Lisa could turn on their perfect, thank you.
Yes, give me a moment, please.
Tiffany, great job yesterday, by the way. Manny, that went very well.
Yeah, I see Gabriel there too. Gabriel was a
Gabriel.
superstar.
Gabriel, you rocked it, my friend.
Actually, all of the students did pretty well. I mean, Shamika did very, very well.
Thank you,
David,
President.
I'm on the Zoom conference call. What's going on?
Oh, no problem. Has the building got any warmer?
In my building here, I don't have a problem here, really. Don't worry about me. I'm worried about Meister. No, I'm cool.
Yeah, Meister's coming up.
Meister's coming up. Oh yeah, I'm cool. You know, I'm from Alaska anyway, so.
Okay. All right.
Don't worry. Thank you. I'll call you after the Zoom call.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, one more minute before we begin.
Shamika, I'm going to hire you as my spokeswoman. I didn't know you can. You were really passionate yesterday.
Well, I look forward to that invitation.
You made me proud. I mean, I like when people are passionate about something and they go after it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Everything you said was from your heart. That's the most, to me, that's the most important thing.
Thank you.
And thank you for getting involved in our community. And essentially what you said about the day after the loading here, I drove around in Burnside and Tremont. It was really, I cried.
Yeah.
Because the optical store there, I know the lady that owned it, and she just opened up quite a month for people to just, our own people, to loot the stuff. And she really felt it to her bones. That the people you're serving, they come in and they're taking yours, you know, so
Absolutely.
Well said yesterday, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Well,
after
the time is 1:05, so I think we can officially begin. I noticed that Priscilla, your camera is not on. So if you want to get that rolling. So I want to welcome all the students to the second town hall of BCC. This time is dedicated especially for you. We would like to share some timely information with you. My name is Irene Delgado. I'm the Vice President for Student Success at Bronx Community College, and I am so thrilled to be here. And if you see all the faces that are alongside me are very important people who want to see you, the student, do well, succeed, and cross the stage. So we're going to give you some updates, and then we want to hear about what your concerns are. Please note that everyone will be muted. So your way of talking to us will be using the chat feature. You will be able to put your questions into the chat, and then they will be forwarded to the appropriate subject matter expert to help you answer your questions. Additionally, I want to let you know that this town hall will be recorded. There are people that are not able to attend this meeting, and we want to make sure that this information is out for all to see. So I just want to make sure you see that. With that said, the most important leader that we have on this campus who makes us sing and dance and make it happen for you is our president, Dr. Thomas Sekenegbe. Dr. Sekenegbe, would you like to say some words?
Dr. Delgado, I want to say thank you. I don't know about singing and dancing, and I don't know being the most important person either. And you said earlier on the most important people. The most important people in the house, in the virtual houses, have to know our students. And to our students, I want to say welcome to our, I think this is our second town hall meeting, and Listen, I miss all of you on campus. I truly do. When I come on campus every day, and I draw energy and strength from talking to people and from interacting with people, and especially interacting with our most valuable people, which you are students. When I come on campus every morning, I truly do miss you, and I'm looking forward to when we all come back to campus, stay in the quad and sing Kumbaya together, probably, hopefully, and hopefully we develop the vaccine pretty soon, and we can all come back here. I know it's a tough and anxious and rough time for all of you, but one of the things I do know too also that you're all very resilient. In fact, when I see the word resilient, I see the faces of our students. I know there are no obstacles you cannot submit. There's no things you can go over. So I'm really hoping that despite all of the anxiety, despite all of the difficult times out there, the resilience in you, the adaptation in you will all come out to make you be successful this semester. The purpose of this town hall meeting, I think our vice president said it earlier on, is basically an information session. In as much as we love to see you and talk to you, but at least it's to just hone in on specific questions and information that you have. But remember, whatever we don't cover today, we're always online. All of the folks, again, that are going to be introduced earlier on, you can reach them by phone or by web. At least ask all of the questions that you need to ask. And I know one of the difficult things this time is the financial resources. Believe me, I truly do mean this. If we have the resources to support you, all you need to do is to ask. Between Dr. Delgado, between Dr. Bidel, between, I see, where is Wilma? I think I saw Wilma. Wilma in financial aid and all the folks there, you need to reach out. And we have some money that we're giving out through the CARES Act, which I was thinking would have been gone in the lightning. I'm still surprised that we still finding it difficult to give that money out. For those of you in the house this afternoon, please reach out to your friends, reach out to your colleagues, reach out to your classmates. That if any of them struggling, they just need to let us know. If we don't have the solution, we would definitely find the people that can help them solve the problems. As I'm getting old, I'm finding out that I need solutions, not whining about anything. That my motive from now is solution-based. How can we really help? So I just want to close by saying to you, if you don't reach out to us, we don't know what the issues are. But if you do reach out to us, we want to help you find the solutions to the issues we can help, so that we can help you move on. Welcome to the Town Hall Forum. All of those that have been involved in putting this together, Dr. Delgado, I see Dr. Lopez, Albert Robinson, Cliff Marshall. If I don't call your name, forgive me. And I want to say thank you to all of you for what you do for our students. So let's go. Thank you.
We have other welcome that needs to happen, which is from our Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Lester Sandres Rábalo.
Thank you so much, Dr. Delgado. Thank you so much, our President, Thomas Ekenegby. I completely 100% agree with our President message. You are the #1 priority and the most important folks in this room. Thank you for your resilience, for your hard work, your dedication, your passion, and you are a role model. You're a role model to us at the BCC family, and you're certainly a role model to each and every one of your family members, especially during these hard times that we all live in. I want to say thank you. I know that has been really, really hard time to navigate while learning and adapting to a new teaching modality remotely, but you have a wonderful team under the leadership of Dr. Delgado, Manny, Dr. Lopez, Clifford Marshall, and all the student affairs team, Patty, Karen, and so forth. So just like our president alluded, I want to say thank you for being our BCC student. You have a support system on us. You're more than welcome to email me, call me, and email the BCC staff. We're here to help you. We want to help you to get you to the finish line and to graduate. And we are 100% committed to your success. So I want to say thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. I'm sure that you're working right now and getting ready for your final exams or your midterms. So happy, wonderful Thanksgiving with your loved one. Be thankful each and every day for being alive, and enjoy your Thanksgiving with your loved one. Here at BCC, we very passionate and love the fact that you are a student. So thank you, Dr. Delgado, and thank you, our president, Thomas Ekenegby, for allowing me for being here today. So thank you so much.
I would like to thank you, Dr. Rapalo. I'd like to introduce the members of our cabinet, which would be Kay Ellis, our Vice President for Administration and Finance, Dr. Eddie Bayardell, Vice President for External Relations, Carla Renee Williams, Interim Dean for Workforce and Economic Development, Susan Fiore, Executive Legal Counsel, Deputy to the President and Labor Designee, and last but not least, Dr. Nancy Ritzie, Dean for Research, Planning and Assessment. I'd like to now introduce Dr. Manny Lopez, the Associate Dean for Student Development, who also has welcomes.
All right, and my welcomes will be short and succinct. I'm always happy to speak with students and to hear from students. So those students who are here today, thank you so much for being with us. You know, the truth is the world is a different place, right? The world is a different place. There's no lie about that. And BCC and the university is a different place. However, the folk in this virtual meeting and on campus or working from home are still doing the good work to support you. We oftentimes do not just do a job. A lot of what we do is from the care and the love to support you and help you succeed, because you know that improving your academic success is the quickest and best way to improve your socioeconomic status. And so we're here not just to do a job, we're here to do a job well and to support you all so that you can move on and support yourselves and be pillars in your community and for your family and for your loved ones and your circle of influence. So that's what we're doing here today. It may not seem like a clean, direct line, but that's what it's all about for us, doing good work for good students so that we can support our communities and make sure that tomorrow's a better place for everyone. So that's my message. I'm happy to be here with you and thank you all for joining us. I will also share a little bit about what to expect in this next portion of this town hall. So just to manage expectations, you should know that if you have questions, those can be submitted in the chat, as you can see, to several people. You should direct your questions in the chat to Maria Pantoja, Ivan Arazo, Mary Velez, and Tiffany Duban. Please submit those whenever you have them, and we'll take them in the order that they are received. Within the space, you can see that there are many staff members who will be available to respond to your inquiries. So we'll take questions from the chat and we will respond to your inquiries as well today and if needed. If there are very particular questions that need to be directed in a personal matter because you have to share personal contact information, Ms. Tiffany Duban will whisk you away into a private meeting with one of the staff, and you'll have an 8-minute session with them to work out some of these issues. So be aware of that. Additionally, there's a couple of presentations. We will have a brief 4-minute presentation from the financial aid office. We did a survey of students to find out what it is that they most want and need to hear about, and we created some presentations to that effect. So you'll hear from Dr. Margaret Nelson in just a few minutes with the financial aid presentation. You'll hear from Nadine Brown from Academic and Registration with a short presentation, and that's that. But before we get through all of that, your president of Student Government Association, Ms. Priscilla Tokar, will offer welcome and greetings to the student body as well. She is your #1 advocate as well. So Ms. Tokar, kindly.
Hello, students and faculty. My name is Priscilla Tokar, and I am the Student Government President at Bronx Community College. We are glad you could make it to today's town hall event. Today's town hall will be very informative, so we ask that you do take use of all the resources that will be provided today. We also ask that during these hard times, you use all the resources to get ready for your examinations. Also, we have a Student Government Association meeting on Friday. I will put the link in the chat so you could come, stay informed, and tell us about your student needs so we could advocate for you and have your needs addressed. Once again, thank you all for coming to this student town hall.
Thank you so much, President Priscilla Tokar. Your SGA president, again, can be reached. Her first name and last name, she'll put in the chat, and she'll put the SGA information in the chat so that you can reach out to her and the Student Government Association as needed and as desired. With the financial aid presentation is Wilma Rosario. So please, Wilma, take it away.
Good afternoon, students, president, vice presidents, and all the other staff that's on the Zoom today. So I have a couple of slides that I would like to share with you, some top 4 questions that students may have. And just hit the next slide, please. So loans, scholarships, and verification. And verification is a very hot topic in financial aid in reference to documentation, but we're going to start off with loans and scholarships. So question 1 is, if you do not qualify for federal or state free grants, are there any other financial aid available? That's a good question that we get a lot in emails and phone calls from students, and now actually in our virtual Zoom financial aid counter. And the answer is yes, there are low interest federal student loans and BCC scholarships. Please visit our BCC financial aid webpage. Question number 2, what is federal verification process? My FAFSA application has been selected for verification. What is that? You would see that in your email that you would get from the federal government after you file a FAFSA. And what it is that the federal government uses this process called verification to help determine the accuracy of your financial aid information on your FAFSA. For example, your income. If your application needs to be verified, you will have comments on your student aid report, indicating what actions you need to take to complete the verification process. In addition, checklists would appear on your CUNY First financial aid to-do list. Next slide, please. Okay. Withdrawing from courses and not meeting satisfactory academic progress, SAP. What happens if I withdraw from my classes while receiving financial aid? Withdrawing from the classes may jeopardize you making SAP at the end of the fall and spring semester. If you do not meet SAP, you will go through a SAP appeal process to regain your eligibility. 4, when and how will I know that I am required to file a SAP appeal to continue to be eligible for financial aid? The answer is the SAP review is performed after your full grades are posted. Within several weeks after the grades are posted, you will receive a notification from the financial aid office. Next slide. So I'm glad to announce, and just in case if you the students that are on this Zoom, we do have a financial aid virtual counter. We're open on Tuesdays and Fridays from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. via Zoom. You can access the financial aid virtual counter via the links on the BCC broadcast, or save this website to access when you need it. Again, we have been servicing students for about 3 weeks now, and it has been a great turnout. And I want to thank the students that are participating and coming into our Zoom so we can help you succeed. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Ms. Rosario. Again, as a reminder to students, if you have questions, you don't have to wait until you want that question to be answered. You can begin submitting them in the chat to Maria, Yvonne, Mary, or Tiffany. And we'll answer those questions in the order that they came. Following, there will be a brief presentation by Miss Nadine Brown, who appears to be having tech issues. Is that right, Nadine?
I'm going to answer for Nadine. She's having technical issues, so Cheryl Bird will be speaking on her behalf.
Understood. Thank you so much.
Hello, students, faculty, and staff. My name is Cheryl Bird, Academic Advising Manager for the Academic Success Center. And Nadine Brown is the ASAP Director. Again, like we said, she is having technical difficulties, but we will present. So I'd like to tell you that registration is on. It started October 19th. So definitely, this is what we're going to be talking about. Degree works and making an appointment with your advisor. To prepare for your online academic advisement registration appointment, you must log into DegreeWorks. DegreeWorks is a computerized degree audit program and academic advising tool designed to assist in reviewing your degree progress. You can access your DegreeWorks evaluation by going to www.cuny.edu, clicking login and using your CUNY First credentials. This is very important that you get your degree audit, so this way you can review it with your advisor, so you make sure you're on track for graduation and taking the courses for your current major. You must speak with the academic advisor to review your degree program requirements and avoid taking classes that you do not need. To access online advisement and registration information by going to, and that is the link information right there. To set up an academic advisor appointment, log on to Starfish at, and that's the link, bcstarfishsolutions.com/starfish-ops, and click on your Success Network. In your Success Network, you will find your academic advisor, and their calendar is available so you make an appointment. Once you the service indicator hold will be removed. Registering in general. You can go back. You can go to the next slide. Thank you. Registering in general. Register now. Do not delay. Classes are filling up quickly, and you want to make sure you get your preferred schedule. Similar to the current semester, classes will be held online. Be sure that you register for the class mode you prefer. Synchronous is face-to-face. So if it has a time, say Monday and Wednesday from 12 to 1, that class meets online at that on those days and times. So that's very important that you log on that day and at that specific time. Asynchronous is not face-to-face. That means the professor posts everything on Blackboard and you do the work and submit the assignments when the professor wants the assignments. Or hybrid and blended, a combination of synchronous and asynchronous. After registering for classes, tuition charges will be billed to your student account and may be viewed online through CUNY First. All students must pay their bill by the due date on the bill. So if you get financial aid or you pay out of pocket or getting a student loan, you can definitely access all your information on CUNY First. Next slide. Advisement and registration is open now. Book an appointment with your advisor through Starfish today and get registered. So we're looking forward to meeting you, assisting you, and making sure spring 21 is your best semester. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you so much, Ms. Bird. Again, students, we only presented on the highlights that were requested, which was academic advising and financial aid. In this space, you can ask questions of many of the staff who are here, including representatives who can speak about IT, Blackboard, workforce development, tutoring, ASAP, academic success center, first year programs, health services. There's a wealth of information and professionals in this space if you have questions regarding any of those things. So now's a good time to transition into the Q&A portion of our program. Ms. Linda McKernan will be moderating that portion and will ask questions of our professionals based on those submitted by students.
Thank you, Dr. Lopez. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining the Student Town Hall Forum. Just a quick announcement and a little plug for an event that we're doing on behalf of the Early Child Care Center and the Access Resource Center, formerly known as Single Stop. There is an on-campus food drive for Thanksgiving that is going to be happening on Monday afternoon from 12 to 2:30. There is an RSVP link in your BCC broadcast. We can also put that in the chat for you. If you'd like to come by and pick up food for Thanksgiving for your families, please just fill out the RSVP form and you'll come to campus and pick up some good Thanksgiving food. With that being said, I do have a couple of questions in the chat and we're going to get started. Our first question,
Linda, real quick, I'm so sorry to interrupt. Before you ask the first question, I'll also say, students, you're also welcome to share in the chat things that are working at BCC, right? We want to know what's working and what you have questions about. So if there are things that are working, particular areas, staff, areas that are really working, please share that with us as well. We would love to know that. Thank you, Linda. Sorry.
No problem. No problem at all. Okay, so with that being said, our first question comes from Whitney, who is actually on campus right now. And she'd like to know if we can discuss further the designated space for students to wait in between classes. So that is for students who have classes on campus, looking for a place to wait and get out of the cold during this time. Irene, should I direct that question to you?
I can take it, and Kay, you can correct me at any time if I don't have it right. So Whitney, currently right now, the space that we're using is in the Campus Service Center, and that's where you should be directed to. I'm sorry if that's not where you've been directed to. They have 4 computers there and a nice lounge area. However, that will not be our ultimate spot. I know that VP Ellis is working on a different contemplative spot, which I'll relate to her at this time. But where are you right now? Can you unmute yourself or can you put it in the chat?
Per the chat, Whitney says that she's in the Karl Palachuk building, known as the Potato Chip
Building. So please tell her to go over to Roscoe Brown, to go to the Campus Service Center. There's some really nice lounge chairs in there, and there are 4 computers available to her as well. And VP Ellis, do you want to speak about the space that we will ultimately designate?
Right. What I would say is we have such a small group. If for any reason anybody has an issue, I'm in South Wall, so that's the red building in the back next to the Potato Chip. You can always give me a shout and we'll find a spot. We are looking and setting up what we're calling a contemplative space on the first floor of Meister. The spacing and the signage just has not been, and the sanitizing have not all been totally completed. As soon as that is, we'll send a note to the folks who are on campus so that they know where it is. In addition, we're adding additional outdoor seating. So when the weather gets nice, which is not today, they'll be able to sit in those locations. So we apologize that we didn't realize there was going to be such a big demand for people between classes, but we are trying to work quickly to get you a spot.
Thank you, VP Ellis. Our next question comes from Gabriel, and I'm going to read it verbatim as he wrote it very nicely. So he says, hello. I want to first thank you all for holding this virtual town hall in these unprecedented circumstances. My question is, how do students receive their CARES Act benefits? I've applied and have been successfully admitted to receive said benefits weeks ago. I've contacted the Access Resource Center a few days ago and have not received a reply as of yet. Any advice on how I can move forward? Thank you.
Gabriel, you can send it to me. Gabriel can just shoot me an email and I will follow up with the CARES. Please know that once you get approved, that has to go to our financial aid office. It has to get packaged. Then it goes to CUNY Central. Then CUNY Central has to package you, and they only do disbursements on Fridays. So it takes about 2 to 3 weeks before the student will actually get the check. But do me a favor, shoot me an email with your name, your EPL ID, and I'll find out exactly where you are in the process.
Thank you, VP Delgado. Gabriel, for reference, VP Delgado's email is irene.delgado@bcc.cuny.edu. If one of my co-hosts could just please put that in the chat, that'd be great. I have one last question here. So students, if you guys can please just keep sending your messages to us, we'd greatly appreciate it. This next question comes from Melissa. Melissa is a nursing student and she writes, we have been struggling with COVID restrictions, working in the hospital during clinicals, being on campus with lab and dealing with financial and emotional burden of being a student during a pandemic. Last semester, we had the option of taking a CR grade. I would like to know if that will be offered to nursing students this fall 2020 semester. It is something that my fellow nursing students have been asking about all semester.
I'll pitch that over to Lester.
Thank you, Dr. Delgado. So that's an excellent question, Linda. Thank you so much for your excellent work on moderating this town hall. Yes, the answer to that question is that we have not received any directive in particular from CUNY Central regarding the credit, non-credit, but I'm working right now with all the deans, Dean Odd, Dean Montenegro, to and the chair, obviously, of the nursing department, to make sure that we can facilitate any help that we can possibly extend to all the student body. We have raised the same concern to the university provost, Dr. Jose Luis, and we will make sure to follow up. So as at this moment, the CUNY policy has not changed at all, but as soon as if there's something coming down the pipe, we will definitely let you know as soon as possible. And if you're more than welcome, Linda, perhaps they can shoot me an email and I will direct them to the chair.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Great. So if one of my co-hosts can please put VP Rapallo's email in the chat, that'd be great. We've had one new question come in, and this question comes from Madeline, and she writes that I heard that there's donations going on for affected area due to Hurricane Iota on the news. Is there a time and date for it? And if there is, what kind of items should we be donating? Does anyone know?
Yeah, I would like to say, first of all, thank you. Thank you so much for your compassion. And as a proud Honduran that I am, Honduras has been affected. Monday, VP Delgado, myself, and Council Member Cabrera was present to make sure that we gather materials, anything that you can possibly donate, clothing, in particular things that we can, people from the Central American area can use. You can drop them off at the language hall in the main entrance of BCC. I believe it is my understanding, and I would like to ask Eddie, our VP, Eddie, Dr. Bayarbel, to correct me if I'm wrong. I believe the days of the drop-off is from Monday to Friday, but if that's not the case, Eddie, please correct me. Obviously, regular business hours. You're more than welcome to drop them off, and we will have a BCC staff helping you to gather that information and or any items that you might have. Dr. Bayardel?
You're correct, Dr. Rapallo.
Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. Just as a friendly reminder to everyone, if you are coming on campus, please remember to fill out the Everbridge app and make sure that you take your time answering the questions. We have another question that's come in that actually is a follow-up question from Whitney, who is on campus, that reads, the campus service center closes at 4. Therefore, it wouldn't be the best place to wait if classes begin after that time. Any response? Dr. Delgado?
I will work with Dr. Ellis to make sure that stays open until your class begins. We will work with public safety to make sure that is open. I have made a note of it. Thank you.
Thank you, VP Delgado. At this time, students, please keep sending your messages to either myself, Linda McKernan, Ivana Razo, Maria Pantoja, or Mary Velez, and we will happily announce your question or answer your question right in the chat.
And before you read that next question, Linda, if there's another question coming in, I also, again, there's so many things that are happening behind the scenes at the college, with the faculty, with the staff, and some of these things are working well. Some of them can be improved. So we would like, and some of them you have questions about. So in addition to your questions, we want to get understanding of what you think is working well, because We want to replicate and continue what's working well while also addressing matters that may not be working so well. So don't feel afraid to add something in there that might be working well.
Thank you, Dean Lopez. A question came in from Lewis, and the question is regarding in-person classes. Are in-person classes only happening for nursing students or students with specific majors?
Thank you, Linda. As of right now, the only majors that we have at BCC as obviously nursing courses for the nursing department, MOT, and Red Tag.
Thank you, Dr.
All the
Rappel.
other courses or majors are online or distant modality.
Thank you very much. At this time, I'm still waiting on more questions to funnel in if anybody wants to add anything.
Or
oh, go ahead, Manny.
Yeah.
My apologies.
I was gonna, yep, I'll just joke around a little bit, Provost. If the way I like to joke at NSO is to say, if there are no questions, we can just stare at one another for the remainder of this time. So if you all have no issues staring at one another, which isn't that funny, then we can hang out here.
Thanks. I actually do find that funny. But Director Nadine Brown from ASAP has her hand raised. So Nadine?
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes.
So students, we all have technical issues as I am experiencing today. So I'm actually joining you guys by my mobile phone. So again, thank you guys for joining us, but I did want to take the opportunity to announce and share with you guys that ASAP is actively recruiting continuing students who have anywhere from 0 credits to 30 credits. So if you were unable to join ASAP on your way into BCC, you can reach out to us at joinasap@bcc.cuny.edu. We will check for your eligibility. You have to be a New York City resident, be pursuing a major that we approve. We approve all majors with the exception of nuclear medicine and rad tech. So for all you nursing students and medical lab technology and all of the various degrees that we have at BCC, you are welcome to join. We do ask students to go full-time each semester. So again, we've started our information sessions where you'll get to learn a little bit more details about ASAP and what it means to be an ASAP student. So feel free to reach out to us and we would gladly welcome you into ASAP for spring 2021.
Thank you, Nadine. Greatly appreciated. Remember, students, that email is joinasap@bcc.cuny.edu. 2 questions have come in since Director Brown. So the question comes from, our next question comes from Jasmine, and the question is, will the science classes have labs on campus?
Thank you. Thank you, Linda. Yes, as of right now, the only classes that we have labs obviously are for the nursing programs, the Rad Tag and the MOT. But all the other majors, we're working with the professors to have softwares that will replicate in one way, shape, or form some lab capacity. So obviously, if anything changes, I will let Dr. Delgado and all the faculty members know as soon as possible, but that has not been the case as of right now.
Thank you so much for that, Provost Rapolo. A follow-up question has come in from Bethany. Bethany writes that she was in Meister Hall. She was in the Meister Hall building and there has not been heat in there for a long time. We have informed the college of the issue. The heat seems to be fine on the 5th floor. During these times, it is imperative for the health and well-being of students and staff to have heat. What is being done about this issue? I'd like to direct that question to VP Ellis.
Good afternoon, everyone. We have each building is not heated separately. It is heated from a major power plant, like a huge 3-boiler system. When the college was restoring the heat this year, they had a few technical challenges which have been resolved. However, it does take a number of hours to reheat the system and recharge it up to comfortable levels. In the interim, they have put heaters into spaces where classes or faculty are. We're trying to work as quickly, and our engineers are working as quickly as they can. As a matter of fact, our AVP has just responded to a call to check the temperature in a particular location. That's where he is right now. We do anticipate that it will improve, and it should be comfortable by tomorrow, but we do apologize very much for what you're experiencing. Does that answer your question?
Thank you, VP Ellis. So to reiterate, they are aware and are working diligently on repairing the heat issue. We have more questions coming in. Thank you, students. So the next question comes from Lewis again. And the question is, will the follow-up semesters for winter and spring continue to be online, or is this a matter still pending due to the rise of COVID cases? VP Rapolo.
Go ahead. Thank you, Linda. Yes, we have been informed from CUNY Central that the classes for the winter and spring semester, they will continue for the same modality that we currently have right now, with no exception for all the nursing program, the MOT and RadTech, they will be on campus, and for the rest of the other majors will be on a distance learning modality. So that has not been shifted. However, if there's something new or a new development in any stage, we will let you know as soon as possible.
Thank you, VP Rapolo. So as of right now, we are online for the winter and spring semesters. Further instructions will come from CUNY later on. Our next question is regarding the reoccupancy plan. Whitney writes, the reoccupancy plan mentioned welcome kits for students, faculty, and staff, but it has not been communicated further to the students on whether they are available. Is there anyone that can speak to this question? VP Ellis?
Yes, so the Campus Service Center is purchasing masks, sanitizers, and assembling a welcome kit. The goal is to was to release them as additional groups were populating the campus. We do apologize. We do want to get them to the existing classes. I'll bring your issue to the Campus Service Center and we'll work out a way to get those issued to you.
Thank you, VP Ellis. Whitney, I hope that answers your question. Moving forward, I have a question from Guadalupe, and the question is financial aid still offering one-on-one meetings for those that still need help? And the answer to that question is yes. Wilma, would you like to go into further detail? Oh, you're muted. I can ask to unmute. There you are.
I'm sorry. Good afternoon. So yes, we are currently still doing the virtual, and we will continue doing as long as we are able to technical wise, and we're gonna urge that students do join on Tuesdays and Fridays from 11 to 4. We do have one-on-ones, and it's similar to what we're in right now. If you need more personal time, we'll put you in a breakout room with one of our advisors, and we'll answer all your questions and guide you on what documents to upload on CUNY First to get your financial aid awarded.
Thank you, VP Ellis. The link for the virtual financial aid counter has been put in the chat, and we will continue to put it in the chat. It is also accessible via the Office of Student Success website. So if you write in the search bar on the BCC website, Office of Student Success, it'll lead you right there. Actually, that specific website also leads you to links with all of our virtual assistants. So that's the drop-in with the dean. You have questions, we have answers event that happens every Friday from 11 to 12. It has both the Tuesday and Thursday dates for the financial aid counter. And it actually also has our admissions virtual assistance links as well. Moving on, I have another question from Gabriel. What are the requirements to receive CARES Act benefits? I think, what are the questions? Yeah, so I know that Rain Diaz from the Access Resource Center is on the call, and she'd Rain, would you be able to answer that question? Or Deirdre Polite?
If you don't mind, I'll jump in on that one. So in terms of applying the application, you need to fill out the application, which pre-populates itself once the student puts in their name and their email address. The application will pre-populate. Then we're looking for a small personal statement and some kind of documentation that supports what you say. So if you say you're having a financial difficulty, someone in your family lost their job, a copy, of their unemployment check would suffice. If they are running into arrears with Con Ed, just a copy of the Con Ed bill. However, that's answers what we want from an application. Every student then needs to be vetted for the government's requirements, which means that the student cannot be an international student. The student has to be registered for the semester. The student cannot be out of compliance with SAP. The student cannot have defaulted on a loan. So if you want all the there are about 20 different items that the government is saying that will disqualify a student. I'll be more than happy to share that with you. I'll send it to SGA so SGA can see it. So from our end, it's fill out the application, personal statement, and a supporting document. Then we have to vet for all these characteristics these requirements that the federal government is asking.
Thank you, VP Delgado. Rain from the Access Resource Center is here. If any students are on this call that need assistance outside of the classroom, please feel free to reach out to the Access Resource Center. Rain, would you like to say anything very quickly? Great. There you are.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, welcome everyone. I'm Rain Diaz from the Access Resource Center. For those who don't know me, formerly known as Single Stop. We are here, like Ms. Linda said, in regards to anything that's non-academic related. If you find yourself having trouble with your rental arrears, you need legal housing, anything of that sort, the Access Resource Center is here to help you. We also handle the food pantry. So if you need help registering and making sure the dates and times to come in, we are here to assist. And if I didn't mention it, you can always send us an email at bcc.arc@bcc.cuny.edu. I'll put that in the chat, and you can reach out to us to see if we can further assist you. Thank you.
Thanks, Rain. Yeah, so that email is going to go in the chat. We have more questions coming in, so I'm just going to keep reading them aloud. I have a question. This is relating to the heat in Meister again, but I think it's important to bring up, so I'm just going to read it verbatim. This question or concern comes from Ausman from the MLT Club. It was brought to my attention by the general MLT student body, as well as the professor, that the entire Meister building is out of heat, and complained that, and the complaint has been forwarded to the MLT program director, who has been working diligently to have it fixed, but still a solution has not been provided. We have emailed VP Ellis, who has responded that the heat issue has been fixed. Up to this hour, there is no heat. Who is responsible to fix this, and how soon can it be fixed? It is definitely affecting our education. The lack of heat is even tampering with our lab experiments. Can someone please help? The labs are freezing cold.
Can I answer the question?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely, President.
Yeah. In fact, I'm just reading the email for Osman too. On behalf of the administration, I want to truly apologize for what is going on in that particular room. Actually, I was in the lab this morning at about 8:15 because I think there was a test there at 9 o'clock this morning just to make sure what is going on. What happened is that there was the power plant, the boiler. And I've learned so many times that sometimes too much. The boiler that supplies the heat to that particular building broke down on Sunday, over the weekend, on Friday. The expectation was that the engineers were going to fix it by Sunday evening before classes began on Monday morning. Unfortunately, it was not. And we did realize that some heaters were moved into the lab to help provide some amount of heat to that particular room. The boiler is back on. In fact, if David called me before, the boiler is back on due to the structure of that particular building, the way the building is built. It takes a while to get the building all heated up and brought to comfort level. We're working on that. Actually, right after this town hall meeting, I'm going back into the building. I agree with you, Mr. Osman, all what you've said. Yes, the heat is very important to the welfare of our students. We do care about you. It really touches me. I mean, to be honest, to say this morning, my first drop was there. All last night, I was communicating with David to make sure that 517 and 516, they all heated up before the lab this morning. I'm hoping that by the end of the day, the building will be warmed up. In fact, I was suggesting this morning, is it possible to move the lab out of Meister to some other room? And I was quickly told because of the lab situation, we can't do that. We are going to find it one way or the other to make sure that the room is comfortable by the end of the day. And as to the issue of the question, where should the students stay in between classes? And I think Irene, Kay, and Manny, we need to go back to the drawing board. I didn't really realize that students wanted some place to stay. I think we need to go back to Roscoe Brown and find a convenient room that is, remember, whatever we do, we got to follow the CDC guidelines. We need to find a room that we can mark tables aside that is all heated up, that students can stay in between classes. I absolutely and I totally agree with the students. We should and must provide a comfortable place for them to stay in between classes. I think, again, we need to go back to the drawing board, look for a place in Roscoe Brown to accommodate this. So I
believe VP Ellis has identified a space. VP Ellis, you had identified the space, correct?
You're muted, VP Ellis, sorry.
Sorry. We have 2 rooms on the first floor of Meister. One has apples and one has regular computers. They're making the spacing appropriate so that people are 6 feet apart, and they're changing the air filters and sanitizing the room. I will speak to them right after this call to say that we have to get it done more quickly, and I will send a notice to Irene so she can share it with the students.
Thank you, VP Ellis.
So Irene, I just after this meeting again, I think we need to go back to 516 and 517. And there are heaters in the room. I don't really think they've done any good. I mean, I think between now and I don't know when the next class is coming up, if the heat is not heating up the building fast, we need to come up with an alternative. I mean, this is our responsibility and this is our obligation to the students.
Absolutely, President. You're absolutely right with their electric heaters that were deployed. We will speak to the staff about changing the kind of heater so that if this does ever happen again, it's a much quicker reheat than the very slow, cold electric ones that are there.
Thank you, VP Ellis and President Sekenegbe. I'd like to move forward. We have about 5 minutes left on the program. So there is a follow-up question that comes with the heat in Meister, and that has to do with the fact that the labs, the experiments themselves are being affected by how cold the room is. So I'm wondering if anyone on the call has, maybe VP Rapolo can speak to that, or speaking to the professor about possibly redoing the experiments or something.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Actually, I spoke with the professor this morning that was in the room. I have a little bit of background in biology. I did speak with the professor this morning in the lab. But if we have to go back to the lab, listen, what comes with this is, I'm not going to shy away from responsibility. I mean, if for all of the students here, I think the first thing in life is to say you're sorry, take onus for the thing and response for whatever you need to take onus for. If the students are saying because of this, there's been problems there, I am asking the provost right now to reach out to the faculty teaching that class, and we have to do whatever we need to do to make it right for the students. So Linda, that's not an issue. I'm going to ask the provost to follow up with the instructor, and we do whatever we need to be done.
Thank you, Mr. President. With that being said, I'd like to move on to the next question. And this question is about reoccupancy once again. How is the school handling preparation for COVID and students returning onto the campus? What do they have in place to ensure student safety when returning back to campus? VP Ellis?
Thank you for the question. Related to the reoccupancy, yes, we are monitoring the infection rates and the CDC guidelines and the New York forward guidelines to make sure that we're in full compliance. Related to the students' health, the biggest challenge the biggest guidance that we have is one, to double check people when they come in with the Everbridge app. So we encourage everybody to download the app. Please use it and answer their questions completely and accurately, and that will protect you and all the folks on the campus. So one is the Everbridge app. The second is masks and ensuring that everyone on the campus wears the masks. When people are assigned to a location, such as a classroom or a lab, the rooms have been reviewed with the architect staff to make sure that they're socially distanced and the seats are placed where they keep everyone 6 feet apart or more. So we ask people when they're in a classroom, please don't move around the chairs and to stay socially distanced. In addition, there's engineering controls in the room that you may or may not see. There are MERV filters in the ceiling that keep the air cleaned and scrubbed. In some locations, there's additional scrubbers that are installed. And then we have signage around the campus to make sure that people are aware and thinking about safety at all times. And then the last part is after a space is used, it is sanitized, but it's not just cleaned, it's not just disinfected, it's sanitized by our custodian team. And that takes place after each use. So when scheduling, the provost and his office, with special thanks to Luis Montenegro, there is great care taken with where spaces will be scheduled. And when people ask to come on campus, it's reviewed with public safety, all the contractors, and the facility staff to make sure that everyone stays separate. So we have multi-layers of controls that are in place to protect you and to protect everyone on campus. So I hope that answers your question, and I hope everybody stays safe.
Thank you, VP Ellis.
If I may, I also like, wait, Linda, hold on, sorry. I also would like to let everybody know that there is a reoccupancy committee that meets every 2 weeks. This committee is comprised of administrators. It is comprised of faculty members. It is comprised of PSC union members, and it has a SGA Senator Lennon on it representing the student body. There's a full report on the webpage that explains the report that we had to submit in order to allow us to have any students on campus. It covers everything from signage to water fountains to our vending machines. So there's a full report. Richard, if you could be so kind as to send the link to Mary Velez, and Mary Velez can put it into the chat so the students can access that report.
Thank you, VP Delgado. I'd like to, we have just a couple more questions left, and I know that we're pressed for time, so please bear with me. Another question from Bethany is, I heard that there is a service for free Wi-Fi to be provided for students on behalf of BCC. Is this true? And if so, how can students who need Wi-Fi at home gain access? Bethany, in short, the answer to your question is there is a MiFi device loaner program available. However, I have to defer to our interim chief information officer, Lucci, on if there are any more MiFi devices left. Those were available on a first come, first serve basis. Lucci, are you here?
Hi, Beth. Hi, yes, I am. Hi, Bethany. How are you? There are MiFis available. They're going fast. You can apply on the website, and if the ladies will be so kind as to post the link to the request form so that you can fill one out. That will be great. But they are available.
Thank you, Lucci. I'm just going to keep pushing along here. Our next question comes from Sierra, who is the ASEZ Club president. I may have asked this question before, but it's not clear. Since everything is virtual, are all the BCC resources available that we can use to better broadcast our events to students and stay connected to BCC students? Sierra, I think that your question is a good question. All of our services are available online from Student Success, virtually, excuse me. And we are using the BCC broadcast, we're using text messaging, and we're using the BCC mobile app to promote events and services. If there's any further question that you have there, please feel free to put a follow-up question in the chat.
Priscilla also has her hand up.
Oh,
I don't know if it's related to this.
Priscilla, I'll get to you in 1 second. The last question in the chat here is, when is the deadline for to apply for financial aid for 2021, 2022. Wilma?
And that was 21, 22, Linda?
Yeah, that's what the chat says. Yes.
Okay. So the 2021, 2022 FAFSA application had recently come out in October, as of October 1st, and this would be for the fall of the summer 2020. Sorry, the summer 21, the fall 21, and the spring 22. So there is no per se deadline. You want to try to do it as soon as possible so you can have that financial aid on your record. So when you're starting to apply, you register for summer classes or fall classes in the spring.
Thank you. With that being said, Priscilla, I see that your hand is raised.
Yeah, so I wanted to comment in relation to what the student said. So the SGA has social media platforms, and we do have a lot of student following. So we could use it as an opportunity to promote events. You have to email us at sga@bcc.cuny.edu with the flyer and everything you want to promote, and we could take it from there.
Thank you, Priscilla. That was to follow them on social media to promote events. With this being said, AVP Ginsburg would like to just say something very quickly about the website. AVP Ginsburg.
Thank you. I just would like to urge all the students to check the website consistently. Just the homepage alone, the rotating banners, there's boxes on how to fill out your FAFSA form if you need to help, links to financial aid, how to register for winter, how to register for spring. So, and please urge your fellow students to check the website too. Do it once or twice a week. I think it's advantageous, all the help that's available to you, the CARES Act dollars that are still available. There's a banner there that takes you right to the form to fill out. And look for your updates. We come out every week or 2 weeks at the very least, with lots of interesting stories, but also informational things that are helpful to you to navigate during these difficult times and just to get you to the places that you need to do. So please check your website a couple times a week. The homepage is a wealth of information, the rotating banners, and please urge your fellow students to do this.
Thank you, AVP Ginsburg. With this being said, that's all the questions that I have in the chat. So I'd like to pass it over to Dr. Manny Lopez for any last words or questions.
Absolutely. Well, the MyFi links and the other links that were requested are put in the chat. So now's a good time for students to copy and paste that information if that's what they requested. Again, very happy to be here with you all. The questions were thoughtful, provocative, and smart questions. I'm happy that we were able to be here today. The information that you'll continue to need is available virtually with in-person individuals. So I think that's exciting. On Fridays, we have an opportunity, or you have an opportunity, to speak with a wealth of individuals from various departments. If you have questions that you didn't think of now, Financial Aid is hosting their in-person, not in person, in real time. So just like you have real individuals responding to your questions right now, the Financial Aid virtual counter and the you have questions, we have answers, are opportunities for you to connect with us. Our passion is doing good work in helping you get through to your academic success and your career success. So please make use of us early rather than later, so that we can problem solve issues ahead of time. And don't forget, there's some good things happening here. We want you all to register now, complete your financial aid now, because that makes it much easier on the back end. So with that, I want to thank you all, wish you all a happy Thanksgiving, and appreciate your diligence in completing or being this close to completing the semester. Usually it gets a little hard closer to the end, but you're almost there. So keep up the good work, and I wish you all the best. Is there anything that I left out that I need to plug in there? Anyone?
No, I was just wanted to say happy Thanksgiving to all our students, all the staff, all the faculty. We have a lot to be grateful for, even though these have been challenging times. And to the students, if you don't know the answer, ask the question. We will get you to the right resources in the right place. And you might be asking someone who doesn't know the answer, but they're going to know someone who does know the answer and will get you there. So ask, we will answer.
And I think that's it.
Manny, if the student town hall squad can stay back.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Be well. Take care of yourselves and tell the people you love that you love them. Be good to yourself and be good to others.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a good one, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Happy
Ciao.
Thanksgiving, all.
Bye, everyone.
Be well. Bye.
Take care. Thank you.
Students, you should be able to save the chat now if you try again.
Albert, thank you. You just popped up in my screen. Melanie, what's up? Hey, John, how's it going? That's interesting. As people log off, different faces pop up into my screen. Have a blessed day. Yes, Martinez.
Bye, guys. Great job.
Wow.
Irene, did you want all of
No,
us?
no. This is Tiffany, Linda, Manny, the people who put that we did this.
Linda, Yvonne, Mary, Tiffany, Maria.
Right.
So Bethany, there's 3 dots in the chat. In the chat function, if you click on those 3 dots, you'll be able to see a save chat option, and that way you can save the chat.
Bethany is asking, can you repeat what you said?
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, next to the file, the word file is 3 little dots.
Yep, no problem.
And just as an FYI, you might want to stop recording.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Have a great guy.